Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And good afternoon, and whenever you decide to watch this. This is T Reaper, and I'm back with another video. I am actually in a decent, slight annoyed mood, to say the least. On a positive note, I reached second prestige in COD. I'm very happy. And today I'm going to be lecturing about a couple of different things, and I hope I keep you all entertained. So, okay. Well, before I get started on my major issue, I want to quickly give quick thanks to everybody who watched my last video. I'm glad everybody found my definition of fanboys, enlightening and entertaining. Like I told Salty, everybody has their own different perception. So, what I personally think of this gaming community doesn't necessarily apply to everybody. So everybody can think and feel for themselves. That's why we all have something called independability, and can basically again think and react for ourselves. But before I get started on my major issue that I want to rant about, ever wonder what I actually consider casuals, everybody? You're gonna love this, because this is quite fun. Remember how I said fanboys are dictated, in my opinion, by devotion level? Well, casuals are so similar in the fact that I actually dictate it by devotion level again, but it's the lack of thereof, and a whole bunch of different other examples, because many things I could consider someone being a casual. Someone could be a casual for simply not knowing. Here's a perfect example. I just saw this today. Whoever doesn't know this is really, maybe you're just not in the loop. Again, casual perception. Anybody who didn't know the Xbox One X plays Xbox One games, FYI, the Xbox One X is an Xbox One. Just common sense there. Just throwing that out there if anybody still didn't actually know that. I hope to God everybody who watches this channel does know that, because I try to keep everybody well informed, and I saw that post on Facebook this morning and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But the biggest thing that I find in casuals is their lack of knowledge in the wonderful gaming universe. For example, like I just second prestige in COD this morning, and my friend was he's like, good, go play another game. And then I smartly replied, well, I would, except I actually finished all of them. And he's like, try hard much? And I'm like, no, I consider myself dedicated. You guys can call me try hard, I don't really care. That's just a compliment, so don't, if you're gonna call me a try hard, you can do that, but just know that I consider that a compliment. So you might not want to compliment me unless you actually want to. But everybody seems to be so freaking sensitive and freaking outraged about the Pubg parody, about the fact that it's 30 frames per second except on the X. Me personally, I've already said this before. Pubg, I'm not really interested in it, so it doesn't really. I don't really care. But I think what everybody is like failing to realize, or doesn't have the common sense to realize, is Mikey Barra said on Twitter they're not restricting the X capabilities. They're leaving it up to the developers. So common sense dictates that if the developer wants to put the game at 30 frames except on the X at 60, that's not Microsoft's problem. That would be the developer's issue. So instead of bitching at Microsoft, why don't you bitch at Bluehole or the wonderful Pubg developer who wants to restrict it on said platform? Don't please don't bitch at Microsoft for something that they have no control over whatsoever, because they leave it in the hands, again, in the hands of the developer's choice. It's the developer's choice how they use this system. Microsoft is not, mandating developers use it this way. It is developer's choice. Now, common sense dictates, and I know a lot of people lack common sense, but common sense dictates that if the developer chooses to be lazy on any given game, then that would then imply that the developers are to blame for their lack of, energy and their lack of creativity and their lack of effort in giving us good games to play. It's not Microsoft's fault, and I'm sick and tired of hearing that excuse because that excuse is getting really annoying. Stop using that excuse. If, Mike Ibarra from Microsoft says it's in the developer's choice and they're giving them the, the priority to basically choose how they want to create their game on said platform, which is the X, then it's on the developer's shoulders to make the game 60 or 30, so on and so forth. Now, I know we would all prefer 60 frames per second. I agree. But playing at 30 is actually not that bad. Especially if you're not a PC, energetic fanatic assholes. No pun intended. But if it's not PC fanatics, you really shouldn't really care whether it's 30 or 60. And we get a decent enough games at 60 games, as is. But like I said before, Pubg, not my type of game. I kind of don't care. And then in other news, someone leaked that the new God of War might come out in March. If that's actually true, what the hell am I supposed to do for the rest of 2018? And I'm being dead serious, because if my game picks back up in February with Far Cry 5, which I actually cannot wait to play, and then if Sony releases God of War in March, but if you actually check GameStop, it still says June, so I don't know if that's actually a true leak or not. So please don't quote me on that, but that's just what I saw. Then I'm gonna be like, what the hell am I supposed to do for the rest of 2018? Because I'm gonna say this right now, and you guys can hate or dislike this video if you don't like what I have to say next. The concept of Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Crackdown 3 just does not interest me whatsoever for my my library of 2018. So I will not be getting those games. So anything other than that, like for example, if Anthem was to come out, I would get that. But those games doesn't really scream confidence in Microsoft's lineup. And I like Microsoft for the Xbox X and the Xbox, by themselves as is. But I go where the I actually go where the games go. So if you're not going to give me anything of worth to play, I'm not going to buy it. And that's where we all speak with our wallets. And basically, if we don't like what somebody is doing, common sense then dictates you simply just do not swipe that credit card. Everybody should learn that. Just speaking my mind there. But that's pretty much all I really got to say about that. For the recap, casuals, if I was to go into further detail, is the lack of devotion to said platform. Whereas Fanboy is, is judged by the devotion level of what you do to said platform. The casual is the lack of devotion. So the less you know about this gaming hobby and the less you put into it, the more casual you become, if that makes any sense. The whole PUBG 30 frames / 60 frames, parody crap, please get the hell over it. It's on developers' choice. Go yell at Bluehole. Go yell at the developers. Don't yell at Microsoft. They have nothing to do with it. And God of War might be coming out in March. And if that's the case, God help us in 2018. I plan to be back with another video sometime later, sometime early next week. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Again, this is T Reaper. Hope you guys found what I said enjoyable, and have a good morning. Later. Peace.